Hey guys, so I'm back with another video. In this video I'm using some aloe vera oil, and I'm also reviewing the Revlon Salon one-step hair dryer and styler. But first I want to talk about the aloe vera oil. I am going to show you guys how I mix it up, and this is what it looks like. When you mix it up, it comes out looking brown. I believe it lasts, if you don't refrigerate it, for about 2 weeks. I know some naturals refrigerate their aloe vera spritz water bottle. Some of them put it in the refrigerator. I don't put mine in the refrigerator, but I do know a natural that do. So if you're not going to refrigerate this, I believe this will last on your shelf for about 2 weeks. And what I think about it, I like it a lot. I use it to detangle my hair, and I also like to use it for a hot oil treatment. So I am going to show you guys both of those things in the video, so just stay tuned for that. The second thing, of course, I want to talk about is the Revlon Salon one-step hair dryer and styler. And it comes in a box looking just like this. On the box it says, "It's power of a dryer, precision of a styler. Less heat-related damage, large paddle design, detangling bristles, smooth results with less frizz in half the time." Now for the blow dryer itself, the detangler itself, or whatever you want to call it, it's not heavy at all. I did see a review on this item and the natural said it was heavy. I don't think it's heavy at all. The bristles are hard to me. I like soft bristles for the type of hair that I have, which is sometimes a pain in the butt. So yeah, I go for soft bristles, but this is a little bit on the hard side. It only has 3 levels of temperature: cool, low, and high. It does get kind of hot on the top, so you don't want to have your hands all the way like this. I did have my hands like this, just with one finger right here, and I believe that's what this little hump is for, so that you can relax your pointer there and be able to detangle your hair easily that way. But if it does get too hot, you don't want to have your hand all the way up there. You might want to pull it down. So I believe that's about it about the brush and the oil. But if I do remember anything else, I will share it in the video. Starting with a clean pan, I'm going to place 3 big scoops of coconut oil inside the pan until it completely melts. And while it's melting, I went ahead and cut up 1 aloe vera leaf into small pieces. I'm going to now place it into the pan. And once all of them is in the pan, I'm going to then spread it out, making sure that all of the pieces are laying flat. And I'm going to leave them in there for about 20 minutes. But in between that 20 minutes, I'm going to flip each piece over on different sides just to make sure that all of the pieces are being cooked. And once the pieces are darkening, it's time to strain it out. So I use a small bowl and of course a strainer. And once I get all of the oil inside of the bowl, I'm going to then transfer it into a mason jar. And I'm going to let it sit in a mason jar until it cools down before I transfer it into my applicator. So I'm starting with old hair. I'm going to finger part my hair into 2 sections. After I get my 2 sections, I'm going to break one of the sections down into smaller sections, and I'm starting with the back first. Now that I have a smaller section, I'm going to grab the aloe vera oil and pour it on the section, and I'm only using a little bit for each section. After that, I'm going to start to rub it all in, and then I'm going to begin to detangle. And the way I detangle is I start from the middle of my hair and then I work my way down. Like I mentioned in the last video, and I believe another video I mentioned, I cannot rub my hands through here, so this is the way I detangle. I start from the middle and then I work my way down, slowly trying to divide some of those strands that just love to be together apart. During this process, I'm going extra slow and I'm feeling around for anything. If I run into a knot, I would try to use that oil that I'm using, or I would even try to use some water. If that doesn't work, I would try to use some conditioner. And if those three don't work, then it's time to cut it out. And so after I've used my hands for most of the detangling, I then pull out my wide tooth comb for the rest. I start with my ends first, of course, and then I work my way up. I believe if I used more of the oil, I would have got more of a slip, but I didn't want to use a lot of oil because I'm saving it for my hot oil treatment. The one thing that I like about this oil is that it's great for low porosity hair, and that is because it's so light. So once I'm done with this section, I'm going to clip it out the way and move on to the next and do the same routine. So once I'm done with this whole side, I'm going to show you guys how it looks, and then I'm going to finish the rest up off camera. Now that I'm done with my whole head, I'm going to use the same oil to do my hot oil treatment, which is something I do at least once a month. So I just let out a little bit all over my scalp and I heated it up for this process. And once I get it all in, I'm going to give my scalp a good massage before putting a plastic cap on and letting it sit for about 25 minutes. So 25 minutes is up and my hair and my scalp feels really good. Right now I'm going to use some leave-in conditioner by Aloe Vera, and I did a line on this product just recently, so if you haven't seen it, please check that out. Now I'm going to pull out my wide tooth comb and do a little detangling. Once I finish detangling, I'm going to section my hair off into smaller sections just to get it ready for my blow dryer session. I am using a heat protector and I'm using the brand IC. It's the hair polisher straightening spray. I'm really not a fan of this heat protector anymore, and it's the only heat protector that I have, and I had it for a very long time. So I'm just going to spray it on this section, and I'm not spraying a lot. I'm going to split this section down into a smaller section just so that it can make everything so much easier. And then I'm going to pull out the dryer and style. Of course, I'm starting from the bottom and then working my way up. And right now I'm using it on medium temperature, and on medium temperature is really not doing the job. So I eventually changed it to high, and high is just really too high, so you don't have that in between temperature that's probably the right temperature. So I eventually just leave it on high, and as you can see, I am working it through. But as I'm working it through, I realize that it's not getting my roots. And I believe it's because the thickness around the edges. So even though it's not doing the job, I still continue on working it through. And I'm just hoping at this point that this blow dryer does not give me any hair damage. And so once I'm done with the front, I'm going to head to the back and do the exact same thing. And then I'm going to show you guys how it looks. And here's how it look. So since it's the night before work, I decided to style my hair in some drop curls. So I'm going to start with the part first, and I'm doing a side part on my right side. Once I'm done with this part, I'm going to section my hair off into 3 sections, 2 in the front and 1 in the back. And since the right side is the smallest section, I'm starting with that side first. I'm going to do some detangling, and then I'm going to split the section in half. I'm also going to do some dusting because I think it's about that time, and dusting is just a little clipping to the ends. I'm using some more Aloe Vera Naturals, and first I'm starting with the Shea Yogurt Hair Moisturizer, and then I'm going to top that off with some Aloe Vera Styling Gel, and of course then some grapeseed oil. I'm going to use all of those products in that same order all around my head. And then I'm going to use, for my drop curls, some flexi rods. Now, I'm not the greatest when it comes to flexi rods because I don't use them that often. And so I use it just like I would use a perm rod. I'm starting with my ends first, and I'm going to twirl that around the flexi rod. And then I'm going to roll my hair onto the flexi rod until I get all the way close to my roots, and then I'm going to bend the ends of the flexi rod down. I'm going to do this until I'm all done. So it's the next morning and it's time for work. So first I'm going to take all the flexi rods out. I'm about done taking all of the flexi rods out, and once I'm done, I'm going to show you how it looks. Starting in the back, I'm going to grab one section at a time and start to unravel. And I'm not unraveling too many times because I don't have that much definition, but I do want it to be full. I did get exactly what I wanted, which was some drop curl. I loved every day I wore this and my hair just got bigger and bigger. So right now I'm just going to continue to separate, and once I'm done, I'm going to show you guys the final look. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. And for my next video, I have a Easter protective style, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.